Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we are covering NWA Saturday Night on TBS from December the 15th, 1990. Before I throw it to Doc and ask how he's doing and hear from Harper as well, special shout out to our largest page contributors monthly, Disrespectfully Classy, Marquis Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Weiss, and good old Justin for their generous support each and every month. And one new patron, Jason D, thanks for signing up, and a current patron upped his pledge a little bit, Andy H. Thank you for doing so, Andy. Doc, I'm going to throw it to you. Thank you for pissing off the world this week and getting my inbox full of hate mail. How are you, sir?
Oh, we'll deal with that in a second. I just want to do a little quick. Harper, as you're starting to brush up against the corporate world of work with team building and whatnot, here's a new thing that we do at meetings. We have a check-in question so we can see how everybody's doing and, their answer on some question. Here's tonight's check-in question for both of you and me. Who's got you more down right now? Your broad or your shoot job?
The shoot job always gets you down more.
Okay.
Because you can't fuck the shoot job.
What did I tell you earlier, Mike?
The shoot job can't suck your dick later, bro.
See, the shoot job can suck a dick. It just can't suck your dick.
Right. That fucking shoot job's got tunnel vision on your pain. It's like the Terminator. You can't reason with it. It's gonna keep coming to fucking kill you.
Wait. So you think you can reason with the broad?
Yeah, but you can at least get your dick sucked and fuck every now and then. And then eventually she fucking calms down. But this shit, it just keeps coming.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I don't know if I was ready for what we just got from Harper there, but
yeah,
I'm doing all right, man. We're in Dothan, Alabama tonight for Saturday night.
Shut up.
Harper talks about why the shoot job isn't as bad as his broad, and please get into why he's
well, and so the shoe job is one thing, but we haven't heard much about that this week. But what we have heard about, and what we do need to revisit, is I'm hearing a rumor that this the printer that she bought you is not top shelf quality.
No.
Can you tell us more, please?
So I got it finally hooked up, right? And I'm using it. It's like, okay, here we go. I'm in action, right? And the fucking inkjet goes out. I mean, a new one.
That's pretty quick, huh?
Well, I think it was the one that came with it. So I don't know. It was fucking. I'm printing out shit nonstop.
Yeah, so and the cartridge they generally give you with them,
right.
I know they like barely has any ink in it, so I know what you mean, Harper.
Yeah, it's like when you first buy your fucking cell phone, it's like halfway fucking charged. So anyway, remember the name of this thing is what the fuck is the name of this goddamn printer? I don't even fucking remember.
Ryobi?
What the fuck was it? PUT?
Pneumatic? The doc said Ryobi.
Was it Puto Loco?
Let's see.
He's looking it up.
Patum. Just remember that name. Pantum. Pantum. Just remember that fucking name, right?
I guess they won't be sponsors.
No. So, needless to say, I go into fucking Office Depot to get a fucking another one, right?
Seems like a logical place to go for that kind of item.
And fuck, y'all know that just as much as I do. If you go to fucking Office Depot, what brand of fucking ink cartridges do you see on the fucking shelf?
Canon.
HP. Brother.
That's the official printer of wrestling.
Yeah, it's right. So I know damn well this fucking no-name brand company's not gonna have a fucking ink cartridge. So needless to say, it's fucking not up there. I go up to the fucking counter with the dude by the fucking print and shit. So yeah, I need a replacement for this one. And he's like,
did he laugh? Because that's never a good sign.
well, he goes, Phantom? I've never even heard of them.
Oh.
Yeah. He goes, hold on. I'm going to see, right? So he's on the computer. He's like, we don't even sell anything from this company. Let me see if there's another one that's like compatible.
A generic?
Or like a brother or one that could still fit in it. He says, no, you got to use a Phantom ink cartridge. And he's like, hold on, I'm going to see if I can order you one.
This guy's helpful.
Yeah, and then he starts doing his thing. He's like, I can't even order you one because this company doesn't exist in North of fucking America. It only exists overseas. It's some fucking company.
Whoa.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, no, it's a Chinese company and they only exist overseas. I said, I'll fucking... So I can get one, but it's on fucking Amazon, bruh. And I can't wait 2 or 3 days to get a fucking ink cartridge. So, yeah, I'm so fucking pissed, bro. I mean, I saw them on fucking Amazon, but, bro, I can't wait 2 or 3 days for a fucking ink cartridge. Because I got to print this shit out now. Thank God I was about to throw out my old printer because I'm thinking, bitch, you're done now, bitch. You got replaced. Wrong. It's back on fucking active fucking duty. And I'm back to the HP printer I've been using for fucking 10 years. And it's like, fuck, bro. So dude, I'm so pissed at this. And then I just came and screamed. And I was like, do not buy no-name brand shit.
Uh-oh. So now you didn't get what you needed, but now you're ungrateful.
Yeah, no, she goes, well, it had good reviews. I said, those reviews aren't fucking real. You think Susan Jones from Topeka, Kansas actually bought this fucking thing? That shit ain't real.
Would like to apologize to Susan Jones in Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah, and so I said, look, when we got this goddamn $800 TV from Sony that you had to fucking buy, if there was a Phantom TV next to it for $300, would you have fucking bought that? No. Why? Could never fucking heard of them. It's just the same shit. So I got this fucking that's like fucking Gizmo from the Far East that I can't even buy a goddamn ink cartridge for at fucking Office motherfucking Depot.
You
hit the fucking tagline.
Just think, bro.
Hit the tagline.
I can go to any fucking shop in this country and they will not have this motherfucking thing, bro. I can't buy nothing for this fucking printer. Motherfucker.
You would think with as much shit as broads buy, they'd be better at it.
Dude, and every time I look at that printer, I'm thinking I'm gonna be like your boy from a fucking office space with the goddamn baseball bat. Oh yeah, and then fucking when I'm there, the guy's like, fuck, you might as well just get a new one, from like a real brand. I was like, bro,
real brand.
Yeah.
Come on.
She goes, bro, she just bought this motherfucker like a few weeks ago. He goes, oh shit.
So what's been the response from the lady friend?
Nothing.
Yeah, she's embarrassed, but she's figuring out a way to get you in trouble.
Bro, I'm just so pissed. I got this no-name brand printer that's an elaborate fucking paperweight that's just sitting there looking at me that I can't fuck. That's like buying a car and, you can only buy gas from China. You can't get gas from that Shell station down the street. The fuck?
It's like buying a car and the gas tank nozzle doesn't fit any of the nozzles in America.
Right. Mm-hmm. Bro,
Like,
I'm just so fucking...
How am I supposed to fill it?
Yeah. Well, you got to go on Amazon and you get a fucking nozzle extender from China. And this is never buy no. If you're looking to buy an appliance or electronics, anything, if you never heard of the brand, don't buy that fucking shit. There's a reason why you never fucking heard of them.
Well, and here's the other thing. It had good ratings, but how many? Like
Right.
I'm looking for two-factor authentication there. I need high ratings and a whole bunch of them sons of bitches.
Jesus Christ. I was like, HP, Brother, Canon. Those are real printer companies. This shit sounds like a goddamn sci-fi movie at 2 a.m. Phantom.
I hate to break the news to y'all, but there's a whole lot of stuff we buy every single day made over in China for capitalism
but they
purposes.
got a storefront in America that you can get mad.
Exactly. They at least have name recognition. Like if I buy a fucking Black and Decker toaster oven, I know who the fuck Black and Decker is. And
I'm not disagreeing.
But this is a company that I have no fucking clue.
They're working in the shadows, man.
Right. It's like the fucking it's the Black Scorpion of fucking printers.
They don't want your printer. They want your soul.
Stain. I'm gonna get my hands on you.
Jesus, that's pretty good.
And when you go to try to print out something, it's not gonna work.
Oli, is that you?
No.
It ain't Oli tonight doing the Black Scorpion. I can tell you that much. The Black Scorpion voice tonight is not Oli. We'll talk about that later. But
so wait, so I got a question. So you hooked up the old printer, correct?
Yeah.
Well, if your old printer worked, why'd you need a new one?
Because the laser one just can't. Like it's just shot out like a fucking, nonstop. And I have all this shit done that used to take me forever. It's now done in fucking 20 minutes.
Nothing like when a bro tries to solve your problems and makes them worse.
Yeah. Well, but I just don't understand. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, if I'm going to buy something, if I never heard, like, I'm not buying it, bro.
You should get her a subscription to Consumer Reports for her birthday.
Fuck, dude. You never buy no-name brand shit.
Never.
And
Mike's going to buy the name brand and get the extended warranty so he can complain about how that's a work.
That's not always true, but okay.
No,
depends
that's
on the
a good
item.
thing. Yeah. Right.
Depends on the
if it's
item. I
something
mean,
big,
yeah.
like if it's like a refrigerator or something like that, I would get it, and definitely tires. Years ago, I had a truck, right? I had this Dodge Ram, and I needed tires. And everyone's like, bro, just go on TireRack.com and they're cheaper. And I found this brand called Sigma. And they were cheap fucking tires. I was like, bro, this is perfect, bro. They're fucking cheap as fuck, and they fit on there. And I get them. I don't know what the fuck. I was like 26, 27 years old. I just see, okay, they fit and they're cheap.
They look like rubber to me.
Yeah, right. And I got them. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, these are those Chinese tires. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, bro, these aren't, we got problems with these Chinese tires. I'm like, bro, I was like thinking this motherfucker just wanted me to get the Firestones or something. And sure enough, bro, the belt started going out. Had to keep going back. And thank God I got the extended warranty. And it was those shit Chinese tires, bro. Sigma. That was the brand. It was Sigma Stampede truck tires. Those motherfuckers kept going out, bro. I'm like thinking, and that was my first time. I was like, don't buy no name brand shit. If you never heard of it, don't fucking buy it. And that's when I first learned that fucking shit. Was with the Sigma tires.
Right.
Lesson of the night: don't buy Sigma tires. Nor should you buy whatever that printer name is that he couldn't get hooked up. So this printer is frustrated Harper. Phantom. This printer is frustrated Harper now on multiple occasions. The first time being when he spent all night trying to get it hooked up. The second time being when he went to go buy a printer cartridge for it.
I feel like I'm fucking Larry David in fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm. I mean, what the fuck? Don't buy no-name brand shit.
So let me revisit
I
the
knew
original.
something was up, bro, because I remember watching the little video on their website. Here's how to install it. You do this.
Oh, I would have paid money to watch that.
And it sounded like a robot. Like, to install, you must go on to .com. Like, and I'm like, why does it sound like fucking like it's Optimus Prime or some shit? And it's because it's a translator translating shit.
Could have actually been AI though.
I'm like, what the fuck?
So let me circle back.
I'm just waiting for the person that's going to be pissed off tonight at
we'll
this
get there in a
discussion
minute.
and fill up my inbox with outrage because,
Right.
people just don't know how to.
But I'm
have
the bad
fun,
guy
take a
because I
joke
deal with
anymore.
cancer. Okay,
wow.
so let me circle back here real quick. Original question was, who's causing you more stress, your shoot job or your girl?
The shoot job.
Okay, that must be a real glorious place to be.
Well, because I have this old printer to fill that void in. So this is just an inconvenience. It's not just totally dicking me over. Because I got the ink cartridges coming in from fucking Amazon. Because
So you were able to get some.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was
on
saying on
Amazon.
Well, I mean, that's where everybody shops these days.
Yeah, but the thing, like, I it just pisses me off that I can't just go to a store and be like, yeah, give me this.
We're in the digital age, Harper.
Yeah, but I just can't wait. Like, I got to print this shit out now. I can't just tell them, whoa, I got an inkjet coming in. It'll be here in 2 or 3 days.
Well, that's why you got about 2.
Well, that's what I did. And that's another shit thing about this printer. It gives no warning when it's getting low on ink. Because as every other printer, you know how it is. Like the little red light starts going off and on the screen it says inkjet getting low, please replace soon or whatever. This had no fucking warning. I'm just printing this shit out and I was like, why is it white? I'm like, it's out of fucking ink. Thanks for the warning, you fucking fuck you.
Well,
It gave no fucking warning. It just says, nah, I'm out of ink. That's your problem. Fuck you. Go on Amazon.
okay.
Pantum. 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 Fuck a Pantum.
Watch. They're probably like the largest company in China. They make everything, and they're gonna squash Harper's nuts in a vice.
Well, bring it on, Tinkerbell.
All right. Sounds like we need to get that match signed for X-rated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of which, if you didn't get your tickets, they're gone.
You're
Sorry,
shit out of luck.
can't help you.
Yeah.
There were only 300 made available, so
You got a better chance of finding a fucking ink cartridge from Pantum do you have to getting a Wildcat fucking ticket.
Doc, go ahead, Harper.
I'm trying to get the Young Rock on. Luke's about to be on.
I can worry about the champ later. I don't, let's not blow him tonight.
I mean, they're fucking blowing up my goddamn phone, but Tony TV about to be on. So,
Bunch of marks.
oh yeah, well,
You know how it is.
that's your people.
I'll watch it later. Can you imagine? I bet your old D-man who's listening to this right now because he's still mad at us. I bet you he's got the got the frickin' Vaseline out, just ready to do the Jaworski. You know it. Okay, Doc. Did you have anything tonight before we get into the wrestling?
Well, I saw Doc's fucking Mavericks. Fucking Jesus
Lose?
Christ, dude. Yeah,
It happens.
I kept watching it. I'm thinking, well, the fucking Pelicans kind of, they got fucking knocked on our ass, but they kind of came back and beat him. I watched it. I was like, fuck, that ain't happening tonight.
It's just one game.
It's just one game. We'll be better.
I don't
next.
like Phoenix at all, so I hope they win.
Yeah. We'll be all right. So I don't quite understand where you want to go. I know where you want to go next, but I don't quite understand how to set this up. Because we had a complete lunatic contact the show.
Oh, there was a few. It wasn't just
a
one.
few.
Who?
Yeah.
Like people who listen?
Yeah. So, but let me no. How do you want to set it up, Doc? Let me say this first. Doc was mainly on a rant about baby boomers. And he said something really stupid because that's kind of what Doc does. He says things to get a rise out of people. And, he got a rise out of people. Imagine that. And he made fun of the C word. And my exact reaction was I thought something like, come on, bruh. I mean, really? So I had some folks. I had a bunch of folks just, the DMs are going off, complaining. How could we make fun of that? So let me tell all you Tinkerbells out there who get your feelings hurt about this. My dad died a horrendous death due to cancer. 18 months I watched him wither to nothing. He died in front of my face. I was sitting next to him. I watched him drown on his own blood.
That's kind
of And I'm not exaggerating. So when you DM me and say, how would I like it if a loved one, a parent, died of cancer? I personally went through it. And that's why I told Doc, come on. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to let somebody trigger me because he's being stupid. And that's the point I want to get across. Lighten up.
I tell you what.
This is a tough world we live in, and everybody is waiting to be triggered by the next comment. If you are easily triggered, then we might not be for you. We love puppies. We think pedophiles need to be pissed on and chopped up and thrown under the grave and had their graves pissed on. We hate people that do things like that. We hate racists. But God forbid we make jokes. I'm sorry, Doc makes a stupid, pathetic joke about
Harper was
the
really
C word
just a few minutes ago.
Of which I cannot stand cancer. It needs to be eradicated. I can't wait for the day it happens, but I ain't gonna let that trigger me. So if that triggered you and you're upset, I apologize for your annoyance. My dad died of cancer, so you can't tell me how would I feel because I felt it and I went through it. And for anybody out there who's got a parent, a loved one, or anyone, a loved one, relative, struggling with cancer, I feel for you because I've gone through it. Now, let's get back to having fun.
I don't even remember what you said.
You weren't on yet. We were going off.
I guarantee you the people that are mad about that, they didn't care that Harper just offended half of the planet with his Asian racism.
Because he ain't listening to us. There's no one in fucking Shanghai listening to I don't care about
3.5 billion people. I care about my daddy.
Come on.
Everybody needs to just relax. This isn't real. My first name's not Doc. My last name's not Turner. There's nothing real going on here. We're talking about 35-year-old wrestling.
No, you weren't. You were hating on the baby boomers.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
What's funny is I actually thought I was going to get blasted from some of our boomer listeners. Like not about the cancer comment. Because your joke was stupid. It really was terrible. I mean, honestly, it was just Skip Bayless level shock jock stuff. That's why I didn't think nothing of it. But I thought we have a lot of boomers that listen to us because we're covering old wrestling. And I could have sworn. I was like, boy, we're going to have some boomers. I could already see the messages coming through the Facebook page and all this. And not one person complained, at least to me on there. Not one person on Twitter or Facebook said anything about the boomer comments. None of them. They all targeted the cancer comment.
Dude, we've lost listeners that we knew to cancer.
That's the thing.
Hey, here it is. If you're listening to this podcast religiously and all of a sudden you're fussy with me, that says more about you for listening to me this long than it does about me for messing you up.
Bro, my new favorite saying in life is, if I say something that triggers you, because I'm the most self-governed person on the planet, in my opinion. I will hold it in. So if I say something that triggers you, that's a you problem. I can't. I mean, I don't know what you expect at that point. Because there are things that I could say that would slice you, and I just refuse to do it because I know you can't handle it. So I'm just gonna not say it, and I'll just look at you. And Harper is a verbal assassin when he wants to be. He gets on here and he cuts promos on stuff and printers and people. But what he said tonight was mild. But Harper doesn't let people trigger him because he's just not like that. He just lets it roll off his back because the man is... You know what triggers Harper? The freaking shoot job.
The printer.
The real stuff.
Fucking shoot job. Yeah, real shit.
Real stuff. It's the whole thing of, why are you letting things like that control your emotional
Because they spend
state
too
of mind?
much time on social media and watching cable news and getting all worked up about shit.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. There's some things that'll work me up. I might cut a promo like I did just now, semi one. But I'm going to move on, and I'm not going to worry about it after that. The only reason I texted you two clowns is because I knew I'd get a rise out of you, and you would be like, oh, that person's getting a Docaholic spotlight. But it was more than
He
one.
is the Docaholic.
Let me tell you about...
I'm assuming it's a he. That'll be the Docaholic of the week. My special little buddy. Again, if you want to start the adoption papers, I can take you in.
One dude, he said, I'm sure you lost a bunch of listeners like myself.
No?
Was he a patron?
Nice knowing you, Bubba.
Hey,
I don't
look,
know.
we brought
not
people
sure.
back from the dead. Brought people back from the dead.
Bruh.
Here's the thing. We brought somebody back from the dead on the other side of the world.
Oh.
Brother Dave.
On, dude. Brother Dave.
He woke up listening to you make fun of your friend.
Oh, yeah.
Banging
a hearing impaired woman.
I'm like a fucking voodoo priest in the West Indies.
We're up there.
I mean,
we're on par with Jesus now.
Yeah.
Bruh.
You're welcome.
So, once again, as we move on, because now we're going to talk some wrestling.
Let's talk
I apologize for your annoyance.
Cancer.
Yeah, well, I got a question for y'all.
Uh-oh.
I got my vacation coming up.
Oh shit.
Boy.
In like a month.
Mm.
And we're going to Pasadena to see my aunt, outside of Houston. And she was saying about maybe going to like Galveston. Is Galveston worth it? Or is it like going? Or is it like going to Biloxi?
It's kind of like going to Biloxi.
No, it's kind of more like Pensacola.
Oh, it's better. All right. But the water's all brown, huh?
It's a little
like
brown. I mean, it ain't doo-doo brown like the Mississippi, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not crystal clear either.
It ain't Grand Island, Biloxi.
All right, because that's what I figured. That's what it, what it was like. Because everyone was
but
like,
it also ain't blue either.
That's not. It. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. I apologize for your annoyance out there.
The C word.
And
come on.
I don't want to sound miserable, but I mean, I can't help you if things upset you. Once again, my own dad died of it miserably.
I thought you meant cunt when you said the C word.
No, he didn't say that. If he'd have said that, nothing would have happened. That's their irony. If he'd have said that, it would have been like,
they're not mad at injustice. They're mad at their own perceived being slighted.
Don't get me started.
It was
and
funny.
It ain't got nothing to do with it.
Funny when I was talking about the broad. That shit was hilarious. But then you talked about my daddy dying of this unfortunate disease, and now I'm upset. That one might cut close to the bone.
it goes back to something I said a long time ago. I said, you have people all the time who message the show and be like, man, y'all need to push the envelope some more. Go ahead. You ain't gonna offend me. Just push the envelope. And you know what? The fact of the matter is 99% of the entire world is going to be offended. There's one thing. Everybody wants you to push the envelope until you hit the one thing that offends them. And then it's, you went too far. That's it.
I subscribe to the Ferris Bueller. You can never go too far.
Oh, you can, because you get offended. I've seen you outraged before.
We're hanging out here on the edge of a lightning bolt, brother.
Let me tell y'all something about Doc. He's playing tough over there, but he gets offended quickly sometimes.
Dah.
Yeah, see?
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about some wrestling now?
I think we have to.
Oh, look, I'm looking at him right now. There he is.
I have tried my best to stall here for as long as I could, but I don't think there's any getting around it now. It's time to go home to Starcade.
If you want to call it that. So we're talking, if you made it this far, 35, 40 minutes in.
And you're one
30
of us.
to 40 minutes in. If you made it this far and didn't tune us out because you got tired and got offended at something, hey, we are talking December 15th of 1990. I think we're still in Dothan, Alabama. This is the second half of the taping that they did in Dothan. And Bob Cottle and JR opened the show. They sell us on the pay-per-view that is happening tomorrow as this show airs. So Starcade took place on December 16th, 1990. This is airing the day before. We pretty much immediately go to, I don't say immediately, but quick enough. We go to the very first match, which is the Freebirds with Little Richard Marley, their number one roadie, versus the Italian Stallion and Todd Brewer. We get a picture-in-picture from the Freebirds. They tell Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich that it won't be a Merry Christmas because, they're supposed to be facing them at the pay-per-view. And I'll throw it to Doc from this point and see what you got from this one.
What was Garvin wearing in that inset box when they do the interview?
Let's see, because we're going to get to it shortly.
Okay.
Harper's usually good with this stuff.
Here's something else that keeps getting in the ring.
Oh, I just watched Luke's on. Why? You ought to hear him do his version of Steve Austin.
Doc, I already know what he's going to sound like. He's going to sound like a kid from New Orleans and Shrewsbury trying to do an
It didn't sound bad. I thought it was going to be.
It didn't?
I thought it was going to sound, yeah.
Okay. I'll watch it later.
They got fucking Mantars in it, too. He shows
and
up.
At this moment, the D-Man has hit the Jaworski when he heard, Champ, yeah, dude, Stone Cold, bro. I've been on the champ. Bro, he went to work yesterday and was like, bro, the champ's going to be on, man. Y'all ought to watch him. Come over with me. Y'all enjoy the party. All right.
Nobody does degrees of separation more than the D-Man.
What's Garvin wearing, Harper?
It's like a Zubaz blouse.
A Zubaz shirt, huh?
Long sleeve.
Yeah, it just looks like a Zubaz long sleeve like sweater or something.
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
No, it's not. Doc, what you got from this match?
Brewer
no crowd reaction.
Oversold every move he took.
Brewer?
The Italian Stallion's partner.
Yeah.
He flip-flopped and flied.
I guess that's better than not selling at all, though.
I guess.
All right. What else?
I was thinking about it on the way in. Hayes, here, let's see how he sells this. See?
That clothesline?
Hayes is, and Hayes has been in the NWA for a long time now. I guess I didn't realize
for a long
that.
time.
Oh no.
Well, remember when he was in and then he left and went back to World Class?
Yeah. What happened? Are you watching Young Rock? Did Danny Flamingo play Owen Hart and drop the champ on his neck?
Come on.
Yeah, that just offended somebody.
Huh?
Somebody got upset.
That's nice.
Doc,
is that your buddy? Flamingo?
Yeah, Danny Flamingo.
The Shalmation sensation.
That's right. I made that name up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Deep State Harper.
Jesus, that isn't deep state. That's when you accidentally hit the button on your pod gimmick and it goes to half speed.
You're funny, man.
Okay, bitch.
He's
I
playing
think the
now.
mushrooms are kicking in.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
we're in
man.
the spirit world. We're in the spirit reels.
That is awesome.
You see, Doc gets it.
I do.
Sanchez, we're in the spirit world. They can't see us.
I
They
don't know.
go.
What is
He's
he
riding
doing,
his
Doc?
horse backwards through
Yeah.
Native American country.
Okay, Doc, I guess you got nothing else from the Freebirds and Italian
No.
Stallion and Todd Brewer. Yeah.
You better get that fast forward button ready too, buddy.
Why?
Well, so, it's Starrcade tomorrow, so we're going to play a bunch of replays here. We then go to a recap. Lex Luger and Stan Hansen's feud, and Bob Caudle and JR talk about that. Those two will be in what's called a Texas Lariat match for the NWA U.S. Heavyweight title tomorrow at Starrcade. So, Caudle and JR basically talk about that, and that was it. Doc, any thoughts on the recap? I know you don't like recaps.
None.
Yep, same here. So we then go to the Night Stalker versus Rick Keenan. What do you got from this one, Doc? It's very short.
Did he lose his axe?
Yeah, well, they probably took it at the airport.
Yeah,
Well,
you
it
can't
wouldn't have set
travel
off
with
a
that
metal detector. That shit was made out of foam.
It's made out of wood. It wasn't foam like Tim Horner's lightning bolts.
Why lightning?
Why
Why lightning? I still get that segment still gets
Fuck,
comments.
that's who I
on
should have
YouTube.
hit up about this printer. He's a fax machine expert.
That's right.
Yeah, those are two different things, though, Harper.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
I mean, the only thing he can give you advice on is how to bend over Pam Lawson.
Come
so.
on, that's
Come
allegedly
on.
he is a civic official.
That's
Right.
right. I saw the money sitting there in his basement. It was all spread across the table.
Wow.
So funny when you listen to that interview he did. Okay, Doc. Night Stalker wins, but after the finish, the Night Stalker continues attacking this guy, Rick Keenan, and Sid Vicious comes out and saves Keenan as we go to commercial. And yeah, that was that. So then we go to the wrestling wrap-up with Gordon Soley, and Gordon throws then to a recap and review of the Sting and Black Scorpion feud. Like I said, this show is full of recaps. They play a few promos from the past shows with the Scorpion and review. They basically just go over the whole feud again.
There he is.
Yeah.
There's
The
who?
Magic Trick, the Clash, the pay-per-view, when the Black
What
Scorpion
the
stole the
fuck?
girl.
I don't remember
We
this.
already talked about this. You did see this. You said, what is
Did
this
I?
dumb shit? Yes, this was at the pay-per-view. This was at Halloween Havoc.
Who's the girl?
We don't know. Just an employee.
Just
And
some
they-
rando broad?
Yes.
Tammy
So
Lynn
why are
from
they
Rick.
holding back Sting when this dude just kidnapped a fucking chick? They're gonna hold Sting back.
Kayfabe, brother. Everything was airtight.
Nice.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
God damn. How did I watch this shit?
Bruh.
I guess I was fucking 13, so
It happens.
yeah.
But we keep going. And I need to go now to, let me try to fast forward on the fly. So they're about to, Gordon's going to throw to another promo from the Black Scorpion here. And Harper, Doc, pay attention to the voice that plays here.
Sort of mystical powers.
It's not
But
Ole.
it's all going to come out
It ain't.
in the wash
But
at
listen.
Starrcade, less than 24 hours away, exclusively on pay-per-view. I might point out that the feelings are heated, extremely heated, on both sides.
You enter Starrcade at a disadvantage. You do not know who or what I am. Tomorrow, on the main event, I will give you a clue as to who I am. You know me better than you think, Sting.
And so tomorrow night, we're either going to find out.
I don't have a clue whose voice that is. Somebody out there might know. I mean, it ain't. That don't sound like Ole, Doc. You agree?
No,
And why would you change it now?
Ole sounded more like the guy from Inspector Gadget with the fuck. And then, but this guy sounded more like the Cookie Monster.
Why would you change it now? I believe Ole is gone.
Right.
At this point. Think Hurd fired him, and from what I think Silva mentioned to me, because I suspected this was getting close, I just didn't know. I think Barry Windham is the maintenance booker at the time until a certain somebody comes back once we get to the new year. And we get to New Year, New Me. But we'll talk about that in 1991.
Who's booking next?
I think like Barry is like kind of like maintenance booking. But after Barry is, you know, we're about to, I don't want to give it away. It'll give away somebody who's returning.
Okay. So he's back. He's back already. Okay.
Who's back already? No, he's not. He's not back right now. But in 91 he'll be. That's
what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you mean already? Yeah. We're on the precipice of it. So, but I think Ole's gone. I think. And I think that might be, but I don't know whose voice that is, even as we say that.
Maybe he was in the bathroom.
I mean, I thought for a second, I was like, look, I was like, okay, is that Flair? Is that Wild Bill? Like, who's doing that voice?
That's a good question.
I mean, you could kind of tell when it was Ole.
And I don't know who would have to answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Bischoff.
No, it's too early for him.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right, he don't come until what 94, 5, 4.
No, he's in much earlier than that.
Late 92, early 93.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Late 92, early 93. Yeah, because he was back.
Right, because he dresses up like the Confederate general for Halloween Havoc.
Well, haven't we all done that?
But wasn't he Didn't he? No. It's after that, because it was when the Heavenly Bodies in, like, right. Remember the Cornette told a story. They had it on. Watts put it on paper about the bodies in the rock and roll because Watts was getting pushed out because he was an asshole and said what he said. Read the Torch Talk if you want to know. I'm not going to repeat it here. Yeah, and so he was pushed out, and they got it on paper that way. When Bischoff came in, I think they didn't, they couldn't go back. It was already on paper, signed, and all that. So that would have been 93 though, right, Doc?
Right.
I think so.
I mean, Smokey started in 93, right?
92. No, well, Smokey technically started in 91. That's when the first shows were taped. But the early part was in 92. So February 92 is when it first aired. Okay. Well, we'll keep moving. I don't know. That's not Ole's voice.
What I was thinking about, who was the other Russian dude that was with Ivan when Smokey first started?
Vladimir.
Okay. All right. I couldn't remember who the hell that was. For some reason, that popped into my head.
The worst Russian wrestler ever.
Mm-mm.
You think it was him? Or when it was what's his name? Was with Paul
Vladimir
Jones. Yeah.
Vladimir Pietrov. Wasn't that bad.
I think it was your boy that wore the mask. Who was it?
He wasn't Russian. Well, none of them are Russians. What am I saying?
Right.
Well, I wasn't considering the mask gimmicks. I was considering the ones where you could see their face. I see what you're saying. Russian Assassin 1 and 2. But I mean, you're talking about, I don't know, those. They weren't that bad. That's the Angel and Victory. So,
right.
I think Vladimir was. Doc, what do you? Was it Vladimir? I don't know. He wasn't a good Russian. I remember one promo in Smokey. He's sitting there and he's grunting, and I was like, "This is pathetic." But hey, man, Uncle Ivan was real.
Yeah.
Okay, we keep moving. The Z-Man and Jeff Sword. Z-Man hits the top rope missile drop kick for the win. Doc, I got nothing, dude.
Yeah.
Don't you wish your last name was Sword?
Mike Sword.
Harper Sword.
Harper Sword. The Sword Brothers.
Can you imagine Harper? Hello, I'm Mr. Sword.
I'm Mr. Sword, and I'm gonna slay your ass tonight. I'm gonna slay your dragon, girl.
Doc, we got another promo from Dick the Bruiser. Now, the first time they said he's refereeing the whole tournament. Now he's refereeing the final of the Paddle Comet.
Yeah, well, they realized they couldn't trust him with this main event.
Just wait. That's all I'm saying. All right, then. JR and Bob Caudle come back from...
Starrcade is an international event. Harper, will you be rooting against the Chinese team?
Yes.
JR and Bob Caudle throw to a replay of Michael Wall Street and Terry Taylor in the brawl from last week as we build up to promote their match tomorrow at Starrcade. Once again, we just replaying it to death here. And then we go to a match where we got Wall Street versus Brett Wayne, who is looking a little extra pudgy in this match, at least to me. Doc, any thoughts on old Brett Wayne here?
What's Brett Sawyer?
Yeah, I know. That's why, but they called him Brett Wayne.
Right.
That's why I said he's looking a little pudgy. He was looking a little
during
pudgy.
this match, Caudle says he doesn't like how Wall Street's acting, but if Caudle inherited a bunch of money, he might be a jerk too.
Right.
And that made JR laugh. And he outs Caudle on the air as a conservative Republican.
What did he
says
say?
those two words. And that's when I got triggered and I turned off the episode because I just couldn't handle it anymore. Because those words were said and I didn't like it. And if something happens that I don't like, I just start canceling stuff and just I shut
right.
down.
Oh, that's nice. It's just like when that guy on The Sopranos inherited the money from his dead aunt. Remember that?
And then he hung himself.
Right.
Eugene Portacovo?
Something like that.
Doc turned off the episode and went and drank his liberal tears, and I'm going to get some hate mail for saying that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't joke about certain things, Mike.
Yeah, that's not funny. I mean, you guys are usually funny, but then when you say the thing I don't like, I need you to know that that's not funny.
That's exactly what I get nonstop. Y'all just don't know because y'all don't deal with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would end this podcast next week if I had to deal with that shit. So y'all better be careful. Y'all better be glad that Mike's dealing with our customer service department.
Right.
I watched. Unfortunately, maybe canceling things is the right way because then I would have been done. But no, I watched the rest of this episode, and I'm going to tell you this right now. This was a decent little match for what it was.
You talking about Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich versus State Patrol?
No, I'm going back to Wall Street and Brett Wayne.
Oh, okay. Of course, you can't put over the State Patrol. Who knew what they're doing?
I'm going to say that was a good little match too in a minute.
Yeah.
But I got to finish one thing before I get to the next.
So, all right, Ricky Morton, Tommy Rich, State Patrol.
Let me
on
ask
the real,
you, Mike,
Bubba.
Did the right team win in your opinion?
The right team did not win, in my opinion.
Okay. I thought
and you know what's funny as you make that note? My exact comment was that Morton makes the hot tag. Go ahead, Harper.
They're very underrated.
Who is they? Goddamn, pal pronouns.
The fucking State Patrol.
They very underrated. I get tired of people beating them up and beating me up about it. They are underrated. They are a good team. They're two good
the
veterans.
People that are beating y'all up about that are pretty right. They're not that good. Come on.
Okay. Well, anyway, so hot tag. Rich gets double teamed, but Morton helps out of nowhere. Rich hits the Thez press and puts his sack in one of these guys' face. And then little Richard Marley is down there, though, and Rich throws him in the ring, and Morton gets little Richard Marley in the figure four, and then the Freebirds hit the ring to make the save, and JR says they used little Richard Marley for bait. And there you go. That was a way to put it. Anyway,
That's it.
So wrong team won. The State Patrol should have definitely won. They should have won the match.
You sound like Trump.
Okay.
You can't say that word.
Thoughts and prayers, Bubba. Any other thoughts on this match, Doc, before we go to the next segment?
Mullet, I'm going to say this, and it's Morton's mullet is officially out of control.
Let's see here.
When was it not out of control? I'm confused.
86.
Yeah, when it was kind of trimmed, right?
Really?
I mean, he's gone full hillbilly here with it.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes him look older.
Oh, yeah. Like the dude from fucking Warrant.
Yeah.
I thought it was out of control. Now that you look back at it, when
They went
were
down to
doing,
Uncle Tom's cabin and got there.
Yeah.
No, Smokey. It was out of control then.
Yeah.
Smokey Mountain.
I thought
fast-forwarded, just
JR
so you
made
know.
a really good point during this match.
Which one, the
asked
tag
how
match
we're
or the
gonna
next
know
one?
that what?
The tag match or
I'm
Pillman
still in the
and
tag
Dave
match.
Johnson?
You've jumped ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
JR wants to know how we're all going to know that this is the real Scorpion, since we've seen a fake Scorpion before and nobody knows who the Scorpion is.
That's right. So who's the real Scorpion?
Show me the lie.
I mean, he
Show
may
me the
have
lie.
exposed some of the business here, but he's got a point.
He
We're
made a
lucky
point.
that-
Probably didn't.
We're lucky JR didn't just go, you know, Bob, this is some bullshit. I'm out of here.
For real.
Access State Commissioner. I just checked his card. See what it says
Move-
on it.
Moving
Okay, so
right
when
along.
the Freebirds came out in that tag team match, Hayes was barefoot. Do you think he got caught? He said that. Do you think he got caught not being ready?
Possibly.
I don't even want to think about Michael Hayes back there half
Imagine
naked.
being barefoot on that on that fucking floor, bro.
You ever seen?
I mean-
Remember the time that he ate? Who was it that bit Kevin Von Erich's toe?
Oh my! Oh yeah, I forgot about talking about that.
Gino
Jesus Christ!
Hernandez.
That floor.
Dude, Kevin's foot was, the bottom of his foot looked like he had been walking on coal.
Ugh.
His feet were just full of coal dust, and Gino is sucking on his big toe,
Come
biting
on.
it.
Now you
It's
want to talk
true.
about something that's triggerable, man. Feet are nasty, dude.
God,
Yes.
they are.
I never got the foot fetish thing ever. Makes no sense to me. Can't follow the
None.
foot. It's like having a,
Harper.
it just doesn't make sense. That's like loving, elbows or something. Fuck you gonna do with it?
Bro, they got dudes that are into the foot thing, bro. I don't get
There's
it.
dudes that are into every. You can find somebody who's into anything.
That's true.
All right, Brian Pillman just beat Dave Johnson. Doc, anything from that one?
Let me see here.
No.
I couldn't explain it, and we don't have to go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But Pillman looked a little like it wasn't a good matchup for him. Like you could see he looked greener than he usually does. Just like a step off. Like he didn't have a good rapport with that guy. He may be at that point in his career where that's still important.
I just think he was in there with an enhancement talent that just
Fair enough.
wasn't all that great either.
Got to
Right.
talk about something
Yeah,
so that
I
we get
agree.
Harper off the feet.
The feet. He don't. Well, we keep moving. Bobby Eaton is going to take on the Juicer.
Main event.
With his little fucking kids.
This is
Yeah,
terrible, man.
Yeah, maybe that's not a good idea.
No, it's a horrible
No.
idea.
Something
Something that should trigger everyone is pedophiles and people
Thank
who
you.
commit rape.
Can we not all agree? No, man, we can't agree on that.
Oh.
Because it doesn't say you can't have sex with kids
Bruh.
in the Constitution.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Bro, did you see just now The camera. Well, who was the WCW man dancing? What is this?
Is that the fucking Crockett guy?
I don't think so. He looks different. No, that's that's not David. You talking about David Crockett?
No, he's talking about Jackie.
Right.
Oh, I don't know.
God, look at
He's
this
dancing with the
fucking
juicer.
shit,
This is
bruh.
terrible.
Fuck, you know what he looks like, Mike? One of those fucking gutter punk dudes from the 90s you used to see like in a quarter.
Yep.
Like begging for a fucking cigarette and fucking harassing you. And
Bruh. Do you remember when there was a Planet Hollywood in
yes.
Jack's Brewery?
Yeah, I've been there. You know, back
Okay.
then. Yeah.
Is it still open?
Oh, fuck no. That's
Okay, I
been
didn't think
closed
so.
Probably 20 years.
Yeah, so I was in there one day when I was in like my early 20s. And this gutter punk and black dude stumble in there. And it must have been like a fight like outside that started as they flopped through the front door. And the black dude is screaming, "Call the fucking police! Call the fucking police!" Man, we turned around like, what the piss is going on? And it's a gutter punk, and they are just going at it. So
Now, what do you think a gutter punk is, Mike?
I don't know, but I just know that's what they called them. They're kind of like just
a fucking drifter, crackhead, white kid.
Hobo.
Right.
Ride a train on you. Hop a train.
Right. Exactly.
But the juicer does look like that.
Yeah.
He's a little big for one. Those guys are usually skinny from all the poverty and despair.
And he always got a dog with him.
Yeah, they always got that poor dog. Always that poor dog.
Jesus Christ. Can you? Yeah, that poor dog.
They've always got a dog with them.
Well, the reason why
Harper's
they got the dog is that it's a deterrent, because if the cops fuck with them and they run their name and there's a warrant out for them somewhere, you know, what are they going to do with the fucking dog?
Bring it to the shelter?
Right. So the cop has to fill out more paperwork for this fucking dog and take the dog to the SPCA. And they don't feel like fucking with that shit. And so that's why they have a dog as a deterrent to keep the cops from fucking with them.
Life lessons with Harper, gutter punks, cops, and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Riding the rails with hard buddy Harper.
That's right, baby. Being a juicer.
Juicer misses a springboard move off the ropes. Juicer then gets hit with a swinging neck breaker, and this stupid gimmick loses. Thank God. You want to know something that would have triggered me? Bobby Eaton losing to this idiot.
Why is he a face? You think he'll be a heel?
The Juicer?
He looks like a heel.
Why is half of the stuff happening on this show?
I don't know.
Why is he a face? I can answer that. Okay, because I get this every single week the Juicer's on, and we complain about him. A bunch of people will tell me, Piper started it in Portland. We got that. My friend Bud Martin told me that many months ago.
Yeah, we got Google
get that
too,
part.
motherfucker.
Well, no. The other part is when you say, is he a face? This is the other comment I get nonstop. Oh, nonstop. You idiots don't realize it was a thing with Beetlejuice. Okay, it's still dumb.
We understand that.
Yeah.
We understand. It's still dumb.
Dude,
you dumb.
Close down. Tell all the patrons
it's not
we're moving off social media. We need something to a new platform, and we're all going over there. And you need to stop. You need to shut down all of our other stuff.
This is why I go large swaths of time not reading anything besides emails. Because at least I'm telling you, it's generally the intelligent people.
It's true. I'm like,
email.
Mike, did you see there was a 14.3 earthquake? No, I ain't seen that. Really? It's everywhere. No, I missed it.
They had an earthquake in Baton Rouge. You saw that?
The world's going to hell. We're all going to get swallowed into it.
You see Drew Brees and Jameis Winston are going to... Drew Brees is coming back. No, I didn't see that. Now I get it.
Yeah. All right. So, Juicer loses. I got nothing else. Doc, Anything from you?
Fam.
I like that they're telling the story about Eaton trying to go on his own. Wish they'd have, been honest and said Corny and Stan Lane have had enough of this horse shit.
Well, they ain't gonna be honest. You know that.
Bro, the juicer, this was the muddiest of the muddy, and he looked terrible in there in this, and he's with Eaton. That says a lot.
Isn't that crazy that a guy that looks like this is on national television for a major wrestling promotion?
Jim Hurd. That's all. That's 2 words. That's all you got to know. All you got to know. Yeah, I just want you to think about right now where we are. And don't get me wrong, Starrcade this year is better than it was last year. Last year we had Muda just steamrolling before he was just buried in Starrcade. Like a year ago from this point. And we messed that up. We completely messed that up. And now we're reviewing the Juicer and Norman and
Miss
Trucker
Bill and
Norm
Pat O'Connor.
Yeah. By the way, I wanted to make note. So Gordon just gave another update. And this was the first time that Gordon mentions Dick the Bruiser will be the ref for the main event with Sting and the Black Scorpion. That's the first mention of that. Every other time they said he was going to ref the tournament. He was going to ref the final in the tournament. It's been a bunch of things. Never was it that he was going to be the ref for the main event. This was the first mention Dick the Bruiser would ref the main event. Just pointing that out. Okay. Doc, any other thoughts before we go to Terry Taylor versus Rob Morgan?
No.
Yep. Any thoughts on Terry Taylor versus Rob Morgan?
I like the fact that we've finally got Terry Taylor something that he can fire up a little bit on. He's got something. He needed that.
It ain't hard to look good when you got the juicer in the territory.
Yeah. Well, he's not too far away from the tailor-made man gimmick, huh?
No, his next gimmick is isn't it Terrence Taylor with the York Foundation?
Right. I thought so.
Yeah. And he called himself the tailor-made man.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't think about it like that. All right.
That's
well, we
puts
far
his
off
hair
from
back in a ponytail, and he's wearing a suit.
And he's got the cornet glasses on all the time, which actually for a shoot, that's the glasses he wears. So, all right. Well, Taylor is going to win. After Taylor wins, they do show the top 10 again, and it might have been the same top 10 from last week. All I know is Norman and the Juicer are the number 8th ranked tag team. Boogie, nothing about you says computer or technology. Doc, I watched that again this weekend. Not the whole thing, but I watched that part of it.
Shitty headlock.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible. He's got his back to Terry Taylor, which is telling him to suplex him. That's why Taylor picked him up and did that. Doc, any thoughts on the top 10 we saw?
Not really.
Any thoughts on Terry Taylor's promo that we're going to cut to here in a second?
Let's see. Beautiful Bobby, Flying Lion, Z-Man.
They get into the analytics here, Doc.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, man, if he really loses in 8 minutes and 32 seconds, that's some kick-ass analytics. In the business, we call that predictive analytics.
Let's go to it now, because there's really no promos in this episode. It's sad. Here it is. Remember when we used to have nothing but promos? That was good times, bro.
I'm very happy to have Terry Taylor out here tonight because, well, quite frankly, after your behavior last week, I'm sure you want to stand out here and apologize to me.
Apologize to you? I'm not going to get pushed around by Michael Wall Street. I'm not going to get pushed around by you or anybody else. I'm tired of taking a back seat being Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, man.
Oh, no, see, this isn't me, my friend. No, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? You made a big mistake when you laid your hands on me because I'm taking you out in Starrcade, pal.
I hate to demean and disappoint you in front of your public, but I want you to know that you will lose to Michael Wall Street in 8 minutes get used to it. It's a bitter pill to swallow. Our system is infallible. Right here, how we will beat you tomorrow.
Ah, see, the system's infallible.
No system is infallible. Every system has a kink. Maybe you're the kink in this system.
Ooh! Wow! Hey, no, you can't hit a lady, Terry Taylor. You can't.
That is no lady. Don't ever put your hands on me.
You want to go right now, Taylor? Well, let's get it on. You want to go?
No, we're not being paid for this. We only do things to make money. No. In the future, when you're in our presence, conduct yourself more professionally.
Wow. She slapped the taste out of his
See?
mouth.
You're supposed to shut up.
Shut your mouth! I'm tired of it! She put her hands on me and got away this time. If she ever touches me again, I'll knock her down, I'll knock him down, I'll do whatever I have to at Starcade tomorrow!
Wow, that's tomorrow night, fans. The fireworks have ignited here, and we'll be back with WCW Classics after this.
All right. I mean, that's as good as we're going to get these days on a promo, it seems. Doc, thoughts?
I mean, again, it's not the best thing in the world, but on this episode, it's good. And he's got something to do, and he hasn't. Like, the only thing he's had to really do in the last 5 years was that one episode where he had the feud with Chris Adams coming in from UWF.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Long time ago, huh?
But I just don't understand. So you talk about being offended by old wrestling and people being offended. So you can't hit her if she's a lady, but if she's not a lady, then you can hit her?
Yeah.
Because that's what I just heard. Because Paulie said she's a lady, and Terry Taylor goes, she ain't no lady, which means he was going to hit her because he's a baby face. Now explain that to me, all you offended people.
Well,
Like, I
I
didn't
mean,
get that upset by it because I realize it's wrestling and it's not real, and this is 30 years old. But I just want to get inside the minds of these people.
Well, first of all, she was a whore, and second of all, she hit me.
all right,
Keep
Chris.
your hands off my niece unless you put a ring on it.
That is, look, there's a lot of great lines in that show. So I can't even say that was top 10. But that's an underrated line in Sopranos. Put a ring on her finger if you want to put your hands on her. God.
that's
that's like, damn.
Good kid.
Good.
Capable.
That line, like, that's in, like, when you hear that, it's like, holy crap. If you want to beat her, put a ring on her finger. And then he stays out of her business at that point. Great show. Doc, you're talking about what Taylor did right there being a babyface. I mean, it's kind of like with Magnum. Magnum was a babyface when he assaulted Baby Doll. Grabs her and kisses her and
Two
groping
wrongs
her
don't
as he
make it
kisses her.
right, Mike.
I'm not saying it does, but like, think about how everybody was cheering that situation. I mean, and then Dusty. When Dusty took ownership of her, he literally said, "Don't you ever put your hands on her again. She belonged to me now."
So does that mean we should cancel this show because we don't agree with the way the good guys are behaving?
No, but what we're gonna do is continue. How's that sound?
We can keep going because we're tough.
Well, speaking of keeping going, they were running out of material for this episode because Gordon Soley throws us to a WCW Classic match from Clash of the Champions 2. Yes, I said 2. With Barry Windham versus Brad Armstrong. We reviewed that clash a long time ago at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. If you're not a patron, become one. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. You can check out the review there of Clash 2 at the time, which was years ago at this point. Teddy Long was the ref. That's how long ago this match was. Brad actually won the match. Gordon Soley mentioned that Barry isn't scheduled to wrestle at Starrcade, but in that tag match with Doom, with Arn and Flair, what will Barry do is the question that Gordon asked. So it's supposed to be Flair and Arn versus Doom, and but what will Barry do even though he's not set to wrestle? Will he interfere since it's a street fight? Well, the only way you'll be able to know is to listen to our review of it. But anyway, Doc, any thoughts on this? You know, I don't even want to call this a replay. It's 2 years old.
I did, and I didn't watch it.
Yeah, fuck, dude. 2 years old?
I mean, it's two really good wrestlers. JJ's out there, but yeah, this was 2 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, why are we re-airing that? They kind of gave... Remind me about this next week, Doc, and I'll talk about why I think they aired this match. Motor City Madman and the Big Cat versus the Night Stalker with Tommy Angel and John Faulkner up next.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Doc, your thoughts? We already know Harper got none.
Yeah, don't
Doc,
show
yours?
that shit. Ugh.
Here it is.
Yeah, my exact note was no.
So, the Motor City Madman and Big Cat are scheduled to take on the Skyscrapers of Sid Vicious and Danny Spivey, who's returning.
So is
We're
Sid
heels.
and who's the heel? And isn't he a horseman?
That's true. He joined a horseman.
Everything was airtight, brother. Okay.
Airtight.
Yeah. Now, this is technically a one-off for the Skyscrapers because I don't think they do that again. But Spivey is back in 91. But they don't do the Skyscrapers, I don't think. I think they only do this one time.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's just a one-time thing. Because then Spivey ends up on his own doing stuff. Yeah.
But I remember then he becomes the he goes to WWE with that gimmick something Mercy. I forgot.
Waylon.
Right. He's like the Cape Fear gimmick.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Not a Spivey fan. Sorry. All right. One more promo before we get out of here. Well, actually, there's a match after this one, but we're going to go to Sid Vicious now. See what Sid's got to say. He's being interviewed by Paul Lee.
This is Geraldo Dangerously. I am standing here with 6'9",
Geraldo.
well over 300 pounds of big Sid Vicious. You've seen earlier tonight what happened. Shut up!
Night Stalker, you and the Big Cat, you've got it. I'm up there here with you. Now it's me and Danny Spivey back together again. It's called the Skyscrapers. And the Skyscrapers are what's happening. And you have got to deal with it.
See, tomorrow night, Sid, that's what everybody's talking about. Tomorrow night...
Everybody's talking about it! The Skyscrapers!
It's only one time, Sid. You got one chance. You've said this is only going to be one time.
I need only one chance to get them. And the Night Stalker, when it's all over with, you're the one I've really got the issue with. When it's over with, you will look at me and you will say, Sid Vicious, you rule the world.
You know, Sid, I don't want to be on your bad side, so just so that the Night Stalker and the Big Cat and even the Madman know what the Skyscrapers are about, check out this piece of tape.
So this is when they show like a video package of the Skyscrapers, Spivey and Sid. Doc, any thoughts on their promo right there?
He was supposed to be going after Sting. Did he actually ever wrestle Sting?
No.
I'd have to look at the house show results to know. Not sure, just off the top of my head. He had to, right? They did some stuff.
Okay.
Who's Sting and Sid?
Yeah.
So why is he not in the Horsemen anymore?
He is in the Horsemen.
Oh, and the Skyscrapers? He's busy.
Right. I know. He's like fucking Bo Jackson. He's playing for more than one fucking team.
To answer your question, Doc, Sting and Sid worked a bunch of times in December of this year.
I bet that was
not on television, but they did work a bunch of times.
Halloween Havoc, huh? 1990.
Well, no, but not. I'm talking about. I think Doc was referring to outside of what we would have already talked about. It's like in December 13th, he faced Sting, Roanoke, Virginia at the Civic Center, Richmond, Virginia at the Coliseum, December 14th. They had, dude, I don't know how big the Richmond, Virginia Coliseum is, but they had 900 people there for that night.
Oh,
dear
God. That's probably about a 10,000 seat building. Oh, it holds 13,500.
Jesus.
And it's gone
So,
now. It's
the card. Tim Horner pinned Bobby Eaton. Jesus Christ. The Master Blasters defeated Steve Armstrong, Tracy Smothers. Tom Zink pinned the Motor City Madman, or Z-Man. Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich defeated the State Patrol. Junkyard Dog pinned Wild Bill Irwin. The World Champion Sting pinned Sid Vicious. And U.S. Tag Champs Rick Steiner, or Rick Steiner pinned Jimmy Garvin. The match was advertised as Rick and Scott Steiner versus the Nasty Boys. But it ended up being just Steiner versus Garvin. The night before, they were at the Civic Center in Roanoke. They only did 1,000 there. I'd imagine that's a little bit smaller building, though.
Yeah, they closed it down in 2019.
The Coliseum?
And they're gonna replace it with something bigger, stronger, faster.
13,000, you said, and they only had 900 there.
Yeah, 13,500.
Jeez, bro. Okay, here's one. We've seen this building many years ago. The Dorton Arena on December 13th, 1990. That building, I know, that's Tim Morecci's old hometown building. Hey, Tim. So, yeah, Wildcat X-Rated. That building, I've seen it with thousands of people, probably like 10. They had 450 people there.
Jesus, dude, why don't they just start booking high school gyms?
That's next.
Well, they do. I mean, they do go to gyms. I mean, it's not like they don't. But
bro, they gotta book stuff at like fucking junior college gyms or something. Because this is just how can you just keep losing your ass like that? And no one says anything. And you just keep repeating it over and over again.
Let me tell you something. Incompetent people can hide in big companies for years. Mike, am I wrong?
Kayfabe, bro.
And when you're the tax write-off, fucking forget about it.
It's building. The building holds 3,100.
So,
Dorton Civic Center. I guess that's the same building.
How many does it hold?
3,100. Dorton Civic Center.
No, Dorton Arena. It's two different places. What's it hold?
Dorton Arena.
Yeah.
I could have spelled it wrong. How you spell it?
The Civic Center might hold that, but the arena I know for a fact holds more than 3,000. The arena probably holds closer to 15.
At Dorton, Alabama?
No, it's in Carolina. Dorton Arena. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
it's a very old building, and it holds. Okay, it says 7,600, but they have 450 people in there, so that doesn't make it any better.
That's just crazy, bro. But imagine how demoralizing that has to be if you're going out there and it's in front of that kind of crowd. You're supposed to be like, the big leagues and on major cable TV and pay-per-view.
Embarrassing.
Right. And, Ric Flair and Sting and it's the shit that we're doing. When not 3 years ago, y'all were, having large crowds.
I'm a quote. So here's some more. Greensboro, North Carolina, at the Coliseum, November 25th, 1990, 700 people. Now we know that holds thousands.
Right.
Now, a couple days later, I don't have the attendance from this, but they were at Richmond. They were in Richmond, Indiana, at a high school in Richmond. It was a benefit show for Richmond Middle School athletics. The very next day, they went to Toronto, Ontario at Exhibition Place, November 29th of 1990. So they went from a high school to something called the Exhibition Place.
Toronto.
500 people. 500
That's
people in Toronto.
Crazy.
Why are
those motherfuckers crossed the fucking United States border to have 500 people in there? That's just crazy.
Been cheaper to stay home.
Bruh, for real.
That's always the lesson.
Is it Do they ever have packed? Is there anywhere where these people still, loyal and still fucking love our shit?
Well, they pissed off Greensboro, so who knows?
This is gonna sound crazy, but it's like I'm just scrolling through Knoxville, Tennessee, Civic Coliseum, November 11th, 1990, 1,200 people. Like that's the most I've seen. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not seeing like every result doesn't have attendance. It's sporadic. Beckley, West Virginia, November 7th, 1990, 1,300 people. So Beckley, I don't know what building that's in. So Memphis, Tennessee at the Mid-South Coliseum, this number is not high for the Mid-South Coliseum, but November 8th of 1990, 1,200 people. But then November 9th, the next day, they go to Greenwood, South Carolina at the Flora County Civic Center. November 9th, 300 people. Now, it's a civic center, so it probably doesn't hold that many. But, like, you just scroll through these results, man, it's few and far in between where it's more than 1,000 people. I mean, like, they did 8,000. Well, they announced 8,000 at Halloween Havoc. I know it was less than that, but they at least did thousands for the pay-per-view at Halloween Havoc. But, man, when you scroll these results, I mean, even, okay, here's another one. Baltimore, Maryland, October 21st, 1990, 2,700. That's not a lot for
dude.
That's not, and like 2,700, you go, well, that sounds like something. Yeah, it's because we keep looking at 500 and 600 and 700. It's pretty freaking brutal, man. Like, they just, and like, a guy like Jim Hurd doesn't, he probably just, well, it's not my fault, goddammit. I mean, I'm doing everything I can with the juicer.
Flair's fault.
Yeah.
It's like, look, here's Alexandria, Louisiana at the Crossroads Coliseum. I don't even know what building this is.
Damn. Like,
1,800 people.
Big building.
1,800 people, October 7th. That feels like a lot for that building, though.
Probably.
Charlottesville, Virginia, October 7th, 3,400. That's like the most. Like that I've seen in these results that's not been a pay-per-view. You heard me say Greensboro, 500? That was in December or November? In October 5th of 90, in Greensboro, they only had 3,000 people. That makes the 500, 3,000 makes 500 look like a lot. And 3,000 is nothing for Greensboro.
What's the Alexandria building?
It's called the Crossroads Coliseum. I don't. Maybe I've known it by a different name. I don't know. But I'm with you, Harper. I'd be going. I don't even know if I'd be going to high schools. I would just book civic centers.
I would book civic centers or do deals with local junior colleges and shit like that. Because that's just, I don't understand why. How can you just keep losing money and no one says anything? It's like if your car is overheating, you're like, oh, fuck, I should stop, right? Because if I don't, I'm going to blow up the fucking engine. You just keep on going until it dies.
Them broads do. Harper, I'm with you. Now, this is the last attendance I'm going to give, only because this one just shocks the shit out of me as I read it. Not that I've heard of this building before. Waco, Texas, at the Civic Center, September 15th, 1990. Reported attendance, 130 people.
Oh, my God.
Now, it's a Civic Center, so it probably only holds a few thousand, but still. Dude, you want to know what's funny? This card. Hector Guerrero defeated Buddy Landel. Norman defeated the Iron Sheik.
Okay. Now it's called the Repeats Parish College.
Oh, that's what building that is.
Right, that's what that is.
Okay, I know what building that is now.
Right.
That's what I said it may be known by a different name. Yeah. You see this. Yeah.
That's like a UNO type building.
How many people, but it doesn't seat as many as UNO, though.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's less than that. I might be wrong, but I think it's less. All right. We beat this horse to death with this attendance. I always think it's fun to visit it. I didn't plan on doing it, but we did. Anyway, this show ends. Doom takes on Rick Hard Rock. That's a rib. And R.C. Richards in a street fight. This is hilarious. That they named the one guy Rick Hard Rock. I think we've seen him before, and I believe it is a rib. Neither of these guys know what they're doing, it seems. I felt like Butch Reed was being nice to the R.C. Richard guy on the outside with a chair. I guess this is supposed to be a tune-up match for the pay-per-view because it's a street fight against Arn and supposedly Rick. I don't know. Doc, any thoughts on this as we
Yeah, I mean, I thought that's what they were doing, and I guess that's okay. And I thought they were pretty. I thought that Simmons and Reed took care of these two schlubs.
Yeah, fuck.
It felt like they were being nice. It really did. I mean, I know they're laying it into him, but it also felt like they were being nice. Like Reed could have blasted him with that chair, and he didn't. He kind of just let the guy run into it.
Yeah, this is so.
But that's how the show ends. So before we get out of here and rate it and Rolex it, we got to mention a couple of things. One, become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. We got a lot of people who hate the show because Doc likes to offend people. Well, if you're one of those people who are never offended and love the fact that this show comes out on time every single week, go to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT and become a patron and get access to 300 plus Patreon exclusive shows, including all of the Clash of the Champions we've done, the pay-per-views outside of Starrcade, because that is on the free feed, and so much more, including the video versions of these shows at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. The World Class shows, the ECW shows, the NWA Power shows with the Little Fella, Half Pint, and Sparks, the Transformer. All of that is on Patreon, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And don't forget, utilize the BTT Amazon Associates link at tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Okay, Doc, I'm not high on this episode. I didn't like it at all. It's getting a D+ for me. Replays, just a bunch of stuff I didn't enjoy. What are you giving it?
Well, I mean, Harper's over there groaning like.
This is just shit.
He's right. There's nothing wrong. I mean, Harper is absolutely right. This show just.
Well, when's the last time we seen Flair?
Last week.
Was he on there?
Yeah.
For what? Those fucking screen promos? No, fuck that.
Remember, he got kidnapped 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh,
so we've seen. I mean, we had been seeing him. We did see Arn last week, but Flair got kidnapped. Remember?
Shit.
Okay.
They're trying to find replacements for them. It's obvious what the fuck's going on. Because
it's also obvious that it's not working.
Right. That's just crazy, bro. When you're reading off those fucking numbers of how many people show up to this, and they just keep rinse and repeat. I'm telling you, the next building's going to be sold out. I'm telling you, bro. We just got to keep doing the same thing over and over.
We've got the winning formula. It just takes time.
Yes. We're going to keep doing the same thing. I'm telling you, something different's going to happen.
Remember the
story Cornette said, when are we going to draw money next month? We're not. Maybe if we get some people started now, we'll draw some money in 6 months.
Oh, boy.
Remember when we didn't heavily do this, but you know how you can complain about things and you kind of complain about Dusty's booking, it gets stale, right? Which it happens to all bookers. It gets stale. But Doc and I always have this saying, it can always be worse. And
as we've proven tonight and most every week when we do the show, things can always get worse.
It can always get worse, and this is literally the bottom. It feels like the bottom of the barrel. It can always be worse. So,
I mean,
it can always be worse.
You need to like get your girl to get you a fax machine this week or something. We got to have something ready. I mean, Starrcade's next week though. So,
but Starrcade. Harper, you should really watch it because I don't think it's bad. There is a tag match on Starrcade. The big shows usually
are way better than the Saturday nights.
Yeah, Starrcade is not bad. There is a team in this tag team tournament. There's actually a couple, but there's one specifically I'm thinking of that I want Harper to see so bad. But I guess he'll watch it with us since he won't watch it ahead of time. But Starrcade is not bad. It's not horrible. I actually think it's better than last year's. which isn't hard to do because that was a debacle in my opinion. But yeah, man. Oh, Doc, what are you going to rate it? I gave out mine. D
Yeah. There's so many. I mean, there's so many choices on the low end of the spectrum here. But I'm going to be a little bit more generous than you because there were a couple of decent matches, and there was. I mean, we got that Clash 2 match, So I'm gonna say C-.
Oh boy, I'm giving this shit a D.
Well, you've been salty from the get-go.
Who gets your Rolex, Doc?
God, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here for over an hour trying to figure out who I was gonna fucking. This isn't a real Rolex, is it?
I mean,
it's
I
a
don't
Fugazi.
know. There's no Harper gets the Rolex for the printer promo.
No. He would just pawn it and buy a real printer.
Well, then so be it. Good for him. You better not give this sucker to Terry Taylor.
I was thinking
give it to
about
the juicer.
No. Maybe this week you get a Fossil watch instead of a Rolex.
Who gets it, Doc?
A Swatch.
Who's getting it?
I think it's Terry Taylor.
God, you motherfucker.
No. I'm giving it to JR and Bob Cottle for having to sit through this nonsense. And then I'm giving it to us.
Yeah, what's our Rolex?
Yeah. Harper, who are you giving yours to? Nobody.
I guess Bobby Eaton.
Well, you know what? I changed my mind. Bobby Eaton gets it. Because thank God he won that match. So I'm going to give it to Bobby Eaton too. Harper nailed it. Bobby Eaton gets it. He beat the Juicer. Is that the Juicer's first loss on Saturday night?
I think so.
This idiot had a Goldberg streak going, man.
Yeah, no, huh?
God. All right. Well, on that note, I do need to take care of some other business. First off, shout out to Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, definitely more professional, but still fun nonetheless. They support us. Please support them and give them a listen. Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. And check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. Mike Prue and JV do the ECW show on our Patreon feed, but they also do a free show on the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So check out the Bottom Line Cast with them. And I don't think I've got anything else. Doc, do you have anything else before we throw it to Harper and hit the tagline? We do have to plug his video shout-outs now that I think about it. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think everybody out there should buy a video because, now Harper's having to get his printer cartridges shipped in from across the ocean.
That's a great idea.
So when you buy a video from Harper, that's helping him cover the cost. Don't you like it when your girl gets you a present and now it's going to cost you more money?
Yeah, it's great.
He's saying that because of something he got from his. I thought he was going to bring it up and he didn't.
No,
what?
I can't talk about that. Kayfabe, brother. Kayfabe.
Let's just say Doc got a gift some time ago that's costing him money now.
They all do. I don't want to get into it. Then I'd get mad. Then I would get offended by my own self and then have to cuss myself out to Mike and quit listening to the show.
Well, on that note, one more thing. If you, I don't want to say if you, go ahead and get a video shout out, relationship advice, life advice. Get a video from Harper. Send him an email, chrisharper16wildcat with a K at gmail.com. That's chrisharper16wildcat with a K at gmail.com. And then PayPal Harper $20 to cc30388cc at yahoo.com. Let him know specifically what you want in the video, and then PayPal him. That way he knows he got your money and he can produce your video. On that note, I don't have anything else. I think Doc is all tuckered out as well as I am. So Harper, why don't you hit the tagline and we can ride out of here.
Fuck it, bitch.